The loser is out of the GSL versus the world.
4, 3, 2, 1.
0. In the upper right, in the blue, from Korea, he is
Gosu Crew, Dark.
And in the bottom left, in the red, from Poland, he is
Ego Esports, Elazer.
I think score-wise, Elazer can already be very satisfied with his performance here. I mean, there have been a lot of people that have been 3-0'd in the past by Dark. Elazer one of them as well. So I think you can already be very happy, right, taking 2 maps. But with the way that this best of 5 has been playing, Elazer might very well feel, it's like, if I'm ever going to beat this guy in the best of 5 again, this could very well be the day, because there were chances in every single game for Elazer.
so great to have so many of you guys down here in the studio. We got a lot of people traveling in all over the world to see these games. So if you're down here in the studio, welcome. You're in for a real treat today. Now, let's also point out that, okay, so they both won 2 games, but the way that Dark won, I think, not to take anything from it, was just more of a standard, more impressive, more, okay, this is what StarCraft looks like.
Of course.
A play, whereas Elazer denied one insane all-in and then did another crazy insane all-in in Game 2. But what do we get in Game 3? I mean, at this point in time, whatever is going to win for Elazer, I think he has to do. And I think it's very much so up to Dark to try to get a read on what that might be.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, New Repugnancy is a map that has a lot of attack paths. Obviously, there is a lot of playability with fast-moving units, roaches, hit squads. I mean, obviously, link counterattacks can be very dangerous, especially once the players are set up on 3 bases. I don't know, like, I still think that Elazer has what it takes to hang with Dark, even though Dark, I totally agree with you, clearly did look better in the 2 slightly longer games, because those 2 games, I mean, especially Thunderbird, I think was a game that Elazer shouldn't have lost. But even on King's Cove, there was a little bit of potential. But hey, maybe the 3rd time is the charm when it comes to regular, normal games. I mean, Dark is very strong mentally, but he's got to be feeling this right now. Like, he's the reigning GSL champion. He doesn't want to go out in the round of 16.
Yeah, and you know, it's a little bit scary. I know that he might be a little bit more proud of his wins versus, you know, Elazer with his wins, but it doesn't matter, man.
Nope.
This is why we have a best of 5, is because the players can adjust and try to take different approaches and win in different ways. Now, in this game, one thing that is important to note on this map is that it's not easy to defend both your natural and the 3rd, and you can always have something run into your main and do damage. So we have Baneling nests coming down on both sides, and Ling Speed coming down on both sides. We do have, and this has been thematic with these 2 planes so far today, Ling's being made more immediately from Dark, where once again, Elazer has kind of gone back to what we saw in both Game 2 and in Game 3 and is making drones again. So it seems like offense is going to be coming here from Dark.
Yeah, Dark is even building them a little bit faster than he did on King's Cove. This is a smaller map as well. Elazer needs to stop building drones right here, right now. Needs to start working on his defensive paintings. That's a very good scout though for Elazer. It's very important that he picks up on this as quickly as possible. I mean, I get it from Dark. He's like, on King's Cove it shouldn't have worked, but I just clearly made it work because I'm better. I'm going to try to do the same thing again, but it's risky though, because eventually Elazer is going to have his defense in the right place, and if this doesn't work out, Elazer is in a phenomenal position.
Okay, hold on, Dark over here, attacking the 3rd base. We have some of the Lings and Banelings coming up north towards that 3rd base. Meanwhile, 2 baits heading towards the workers.
Yeah, the drones are being pulled. Good job there. I mean, 1 Baneling can actually not kill these drones. That's a lot of damage, but everything is still alive. How's that hatchery doing, though? The hatchery is still alive as well. I mean, it all looks explosive and flashy, but I actually think that was decent defense by Elazer. As long as he keeps those drones alive, that's the most important thing right now.
He can't lose drones. He can't lose the hatch. Damaging a unit or a building is never going to be enough, and so now we're going to see Dark try to do everything in his power to come in here with a closer. We have 2 more Banelings headed up over here, and it looks like they might not have him able to defend in time.
He needs to kill it as well. Yeah, a lot of drones are still very low on HP. More Banelings coming as well. I think Elazer is panicking here a little bit. Dark!
Baneling trying to get these last 2 drones in the corner, and they do go down. And that was all the workers at that 2nd base.
Yep, but Elazer is still only 3 workers behind, and he's got 2 Zerglings in the main base of Dark as well, but Dark is going for this hatchery. Dark is going to get this hatchery once again. Dark gets the damage he's looking for. Elazer needs to get a massive connection with his 1 trump card. The ace up his sleeve, the 2 Banelings in the main base of Dark.
Okay, here we go. The Banelings are coming forward. We don't know if Dark sees it, and they go off.
That's a lot of workers going down. Now Elazer is down a base, but up 10 workers, Tasteless. What are we watching? The Queens are very far out of position, though. The Banelings are here to keep those Zerglings safe as well. But I think Elazer's defense is all right. Yeah, that looks all right.
We've seen Elazer collapse back onto 2 bases. Where does he want this game to go for now? I mean, 22 workers to 28. But Dark on 3 hatches, Elazer on 2. He just wants to counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, he's slightly up in workers, but obviously he's down a base, right? So he's going to be down in production. And also all of his queens were out there defending, so they probably weren't really hitting the injects. I don't know, man. I think you could really see that the nerve. Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I was going with the nerves already, but defending as well, right? Like, Elazer is a very, very good Zerg player. Normally, if he sees 2 Banelings, it's pop-up ling, and he's done. And this time, you could really see there was some hesitation. That shouldn't be the case. I think he's feeling the pressure.
Yeah, this is a scary moment here. Getting that denial with those Banelings and really shutting down the momentum there that Elazer might have had. The Queens now are going to try to take out this Overlord, which might have been a little bit too far out. That's going to darken the map a little bit. But Dark is, he beat me to it. I was going to say he's going to set up a counterattack to try to hit this location, but now those Banes have been picked off, and 3 Links might be able to do a little bit, but maybe not enough to be truly impactful in this game. He's going to, try to make 2 Banes down here then?
But that should never work.
Yeah,
Right?
that's just like...
That was the most obvious run by him.
I hope he didn't see this strat.
But hey, Elazer's going to try to do the same thing one more time.
I hope you didn't see this.
Well, I mean, this is actually way more well hidden. If he gets 5 or 6 more drones, okay, this time Dark is paying attention. He's going to pull the workers immediately. These drones, I think he's only going to get 2, maybe 1.
Yeah, he's just, this is that awkward moment where you have the Banes, you're like, well, I mean, what's going to make me happy? All right, let's just go ahead and get what we can. Now, the 3rd hatchery is about to finish, which is not just important for expansions, it's needed for production. Since, larvae obviously matter a lot here in the early game. And we have Elazer getting armor here.
Yeah, that's surprising, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
that, and he's going to get a layer here as well.
I really wonder why he's getting Carapace. Now, obviously, that's going to be good against Zerglings in general. I don't know if he's thinking that Dark will once again play +1 melee. I don't think that's necessarily that good. Obviously, that's a good Baneling connection there. A lot of links going down. I think Elazer... I don't know. I mean, he's actually getting a lot of drones. I don't know where he's going with this. I really wonder why he's not going for missile. I mean, Dark is going for missiles. Maybe he wants to knight us and he thinks that the Carapace can help out there. We'll see.
Give him like some more sustain or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it can help with everything, right? Like all units. But he's making so many drones that I find it very unlikely. Like, who knight us of like 68 drones, right? Like, that just doesn't really seem to be. I think he's worried once again that Dark was going for +1 melee, and +1 Carapace can be very good against it. But that is actually not happening. Now, Elazer is the one dropping a very quick Spire, and his lair was actually a little bit faster than the one of Dark. So, we'll see. I mean, Carapace...
Spire comes along now. This is the first time we really get to see Elazer going for the Spire. Hold on, these 2 Banes are going to come in. Yeah, there's just enough Queens. When you have 2 at an angle like that, you're probably just not going to get in there and get any drones.
I mean, obviously, if the Lynx get +1 melee, they do actually take 1 extra hit from the Roaches, right? So, like, maybe Elazer is the one. He had a Roach one, I believe, but he's just kind of faking it. And having that Carapace upgrade on the Lynx is going to be very useful. I just didn't really think that Elazer was going to make that many Zerglings, but now it does suddenly make sense, right? Because as long as +1 missile attacks is not done, the Roaches actually have to attack 3 times. And, I mean, that really helps.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can make a building that, would tell most players, okay, this is what he's trying to do, but you instead just make it, and it's like for looks, and it can completely mislead them. Smart move in a tournament match here. Elazer coming down with a lot of links here. Both players trying to keep each other really honest here, trying to slow down 4th bases. Elazer is now retaking his in the top left.
Yeah, I said +1, I obviously mean +2, right? Because with +1, it's always like, it goes from 3 to 2, but then it goes back to 3 hits again. So in that way, it makes sense. I mean, let's see what Elazer can do with the Mutas.
Yeah, as the Mutas come out, that's going to completely change the landscape of this game. And they're literally just about to hatch here.
I love how he's getting Carapace on his Mutalisk as well. I don't think that's going to be really necessary. I think if he knows what Dark is doing, that is the Infestation Pit, Spore Crawlers, there's no Spire by Dark this time. I don't think he needs to go for Carapace. I actually would have preferred a +1 flyer attacks to just fly in there with those Mutas and do that burst damage.
It's like a Muta versus Muta thing, basically, because of the glaives. So, but let's see. Let's see. I mean, the Mutas are now going to come in here. They're beginning to hit this Spore. We have the Queens now departing for Dark and heading over to this location. Because they need to try to get on the perimeter of the base to try to drive them away. So the Mutas will rotate around towards the southernmost location. This is also keeping Dark zoned out of actually taking any bottom base as well, and it's really kind of a game of zoning here between the Queens and the Mutas.
Yep, and Dark is respecting these Mutas a lot, by the way. You look at the amount of Spore Crawlers that have been built, he's like, you know, it's definitely not going to happen to me that I'm going to lose against a bunch of Mutas and don't have enough anti-air like what happened to you on Thunderbird. So I think that Dark is doing that very well, and he's basically just saving up resources. Mutas are very good until Vipers and Infestors come out. Like those kind of units, a Fungo, a Parasitic Bomb just does absolutely insane damage. But hey, this is kind of Elazer's window. This is when he wants to be annoying. Spots that Infestation Pit, so he kind of knows it's like, alright, if I want to do damage, I better do it right here, right now, because it's only going to get harder.
Okay, he takes out that Extractor and now goes into the main. The Queen scrambling to try to come up here. Note how he's taking this out. There's going to be a lot less gas that can be mined as easily. And wherever the Queens go, that's where the Mutas want to not be. And so they once again rotate down here, taking pot shots everywhere. We have 7 drones killed so far, and now these Lings are to come in here and deny that 4th base hatchery.
Man, Elazer's getting himself in a really good position. He's starting to make a lot of roaches now as well. I mean, there are 5 Vipers on the way. That's going to be big. Elazer, did he show them already? I don't think those have been revealed.
I don't think so. I don't think that those have been spotted yet.
But can he fight with like 35 against 30 roaches? I mean, you take a look at the upgrades.
It's about time to fight with it, you know, what the supplies are like and the combination of units he's got. I don't know if it's going to work. He's going to try to use the Lings. I think there's enough Lings that he can threaten this location and pull more roaches, and then I believe he wants to attack up here from the bottom with his core army. Oh, good snipe there with the Mutas.
Yep, Vipers are very, very expensive units. The Mutas are taking a lot of damage now, though. The roaches will come in from the south side. I don't know if the roach count is high enough. Elazer does not have +1 missiles, but he really wants to get this base. He's settling for the base. He's getting a cancel on that fort as well.
And as you can see, the roaches beginning to arc around. The stronger roaches here from Dark, but Dark able to drive them away. The Lings also hitting those Queens, but again, a victory on that front as well for Dark.
Yeah, I mean, he did lose the fort base, right? So that's one thing. I mean, Dark has +2 missile attacks already. Jeez, I mean, that's big, right? You don't often see +2 against +0. Now, Elazer is getting his 2nd carapace upgrade for his ground units as well, so that's obviously nice. It's going to be lurkers on both sides. I must say, you got to give kudos to Dark there for surviving, man, because he was down a solid 45-50 supply. The only thing he had was upgrades. All of his units needed to be in the right place, and they were.
I saw that little ragtag army try to come in there and once again deny that hatchery. Did not end up working out. You know, from here, you were just pointing this out, Roddy. The number of workers that Elazer has in this moment is pretty scary, but I do worry about the sheer upgrades that Dark has and is continuing to get.
Yeah, Dark has now 10 more roaches. He also has a couple of Vipers, of course. Blinding Cloud can be very massive. I wonder if this would be a good moment for Dark to fight. I mean, it's very hard for him to figure out where Elazer is at exactly.
Well, I think Elazer's going to try to rely more on counterattacks now. Elazer has more territory, he has more turf, so it's more important for Elazer to devote to have Dark's attention spread over to the right side of the map. Whereas, you know, Elazer wants to try to play economic catch-up here.
The thing is, though, that Elazer has less units because he has way more workers.
Right.
So I'm not sure if multi-pronging is the right thing to do. Elazer sending a lot of these roaches to the right bottom side, but Dark is just going to surround them. And now Elazer really has to worry about it. I'm starting to get very worried here for our Polish Zerg player because his army is simply quite a bit smaller. And there are Vipers in the mix as well. Blinding Clouds can be massive.
Yeah, the Mutas really don't have very much equity anymore in this game. And now we see this army pushing up here. He might be able to isolate Elazer's army away from this hatchery. And this is a really mineral. Whoa. Okay, that's one way to do it.
I would have preferred a couple Blinding Clouds. Now he drops one down the right side. I think that's really smart. The parasitic bombs, little fancy, but all right.
Is that a diss move? I don't understand. All right, he takes out the hatchery now.
Oh my goodness.
I guess he knew he didn't need to even use that spell there, so he just went ahead and took out that base at the top.
Is he doing it again, Tasteless? I mean, Dark, don't we remember when he was down 40-50 supply and Elazer was richer? Why is Dark the one being maxed out now? He's got money in the bank, he's got better upgrades, and now Elazer is suddenly losing bases.
Okay, as he's beginning to box in Dark's army, it looks like it would be one good thing for Elazer, but on the other side of the map, I think that Dark is just proving that he's overall invested in a better situation.
And I love this. Like, Dark is like, no, you think you're trapping me? No, I'm actually going to pick off a couple of Hydras over there on the left side.
Yeah.
Dark is getting so much value out of all of his stacks, out of all of his little squads of armies. He's winning this fight probably as well against these Hydras. I mean, Dark is playing some absolutely phenomenal StarCraft.
It's funny how Dark has actually flipped this game into a reverse position. It was actually Elazer that had Dark boxed in on 3 bases, and Dark was patient enough to basically defend every attack, then counterattack, and I think we're about to see this game ramp up into yet another attack here from Dark on this lower base. He might also attack the upper left base and try to deny that as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting +3 missile attacks. I think he's got his own lurkers now as well. You know, Elazer actually going to try to make an attack happen here. He doesn't have an overseer though. He's running into a lurker. If you want to get that base, you better get it real quick. That lurker of Dark is doing a lot of damage.
And now the push is going to continue on here. Now, this is a lot of damage coming here from Elazer. As he actually managed to pull it up, he might be able to deny that hatchery, which in this phase of the game is definitely something, but no, I spoke too soon. Oh, wow. Good defense there by Dark.
No overseers anywhere. Dark is now getting a Nidus network as well. That's very cool. I mean, Nidus networks with lurkers. I think that's some of the coolest stuff that Zerg has to offer in this game. But Elazer definitely got some damage there done. I mean, it didn't even look that impressive, and he was running into a lurker as well. But suddenly, our Polish Zerg is maxed out again. And now Dark actually dropped a little bit of supply here and there. What a way to end this best of 5.
Yeah, this is a great final game between these two. And this is Elazer, you know, if he can pull this off, really redeeming himself. You know, he had one game where he held up the cheese, he had another one where he did this timing all in, but now this is pretty neck and neck, pretty back and forth, you know.
A tug of war, like you said before. It really has been. Both players have looked great and have looked vulnerable in this game. Dark still has slightly better upgrades, I believe. Yeah, +2 missile attacks is still not even done. And +2 carapace about to finish up for Dark as well. Elazer could pound on this base. And I actually think if he just take out this hatchery, he really wants to get the drones as well. Might even get the lurker then. But now he's kind of trapping all of his own units as well, though. And he has no overseer here.
Is this a worthwhile sacrifice? I'm not entirely sure. The hatchery will not go down as Dark's army battering rams its way through here. Meanwhile, Elazer beginning to put a pressure on a very fragile hatchery here, adjacent to Dark's main.
Oh, I love that blinding cloud though. A lot of these Hydras not able to fight, but the lurkers will move forward. Dark is losing a lot of drones. We'll end up losing this base as well.
Oh, yep, it's gonna go down. But it's gonna go. Nope, yep. All right, he's gonna finally kill it off.
The lurkers have done so much damage there. Now we actually get a pause.
Right. Uh-oh.
This is a very interesting moment to get a pause.
To the gasp, the collective gasp of our entire audience.
Wow, those lurkers there in those final moments actually did a lot of damage. I mean, we look at that fight on the right bottom side where like Elazer lost an insane amount of units, but he did allow him to get in a great position on the top side of the map. And those lurkers, it really seemed like they did enough there. Dark is in trouble.
I wonder what the pause was about.
He said
did you see who?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not actually see that on the screen. Okay. Good catch there. So now we wait. We send the ref over, consult the two players, and see what happened. But let's just sum up what we saw. We saw a big attack there from Elazer in the bottom right, killed off, I believe it was all the lurkers. Or, I'm sorry, all the workers, not the lurkers. And then we saw an attack up at this base that was adjacent to Dark's main. Now that's the northernmost base.
Yep.
And he killed the hatchery, and I believe he was bailing with the rest of his army to try to relocate. You know, the way this map works, you begin to spread out further and further. So if you have the offense, you're trying to hit different locations and start to kind of whack-a-mole these bases off a map. And so we saw Dark in a pretty tricky spot.
Yep.
And
now Dark needs a victory there in the end. Like he already took a lot of damage. Everything you said obviously spot on, but there are still lurkers in position there. Like I don't know if Elazer can get home with that army or not, but if Elazer can get home with that army, then maybe Dark is still in it.
Okay,
but we'll see how it goes.
I just got notified by production. There was apparently some issue with the monitor. I believe we're going to restore back just slightly. And so we're going to be doing that now. And then we'll continue on. So again, reminder here, we just now, okay, I actually see the game now back on screen. We're going to throw it up on camera in a second. Here it is. So we're right back to where we were. Crisis averted. The game continues on.
Yep, there are a lot of morphing lurkers there for Dark. I mean, Dark just took so much economic damage. He lost 19 drones. He does have that base all the way in the right bottom side, but Elazer was able to get home with all of it. There's a Zergling scouting it immediately.
Yeah, he spotted it. This one lurker's like, I got this. He's going to burrow down here, try to get a few drone kills. And this Nidus is going to finish, but I don't know if it would be worthwhile to commit. We'll see. There's some army coming up here. Not a lot of creep over here, by the way, in Elazer's main. so he's not really able to keep this area that covered.
No detection again for Elazer. There's no overseer here yet.
Oh, you're totally right. Oh, there it is on the right side of the screen.
Yeah, but that's a little bit late though. Elazer lost a lot of supply there. That was a really good move by Dark. He gets out of it. Sure, he lost a couple of units as well, but he did damage and he bought time, and that's what Dark needs right now.
Yeah, when you get that Nidus, especially in the main, it forces the entire army, which by the way had map control, the entire army for Elazer has to go all the way back to the origin point, the spawn location of Elazer to defend, which gives Dark some more room to breathe, some more room to expand.
I love the left one lurker left behind there. Is going to take care of this Nidus network. There are still Vipers out on the map, I believe, for Dark, but now Elazer is making his own Vipers as well. This is interesting because I don't see a lot of ZVZs of Dark when it really comes down to like lurkers and Vipers. That's something you see quite often in the European scene, where a lot of the Zergs do kind of like the turtle. I don't often see Dark play ZVZs like this.
Yeah, this is very cool. The question though is did that play that he did give him the leg up to start to have options? The Nidus is going to be repeatedly used down here, by the way, at the bottom. We may have a setup. And notice how meager this harass is, and it's because he doesn't want to overextend with everything.
Oh, this
so
is good.
anything he comes in here, if he guns down any workers, it's a win. 4 workers, not bad. It's not the same as what we saw earlier where it was, you know, a third or a half of the army moving in and trying to smash a base. Now we've got that hatchery that was picked off just as we had resumed the game. It's been reclaimed, and the bottom right should have a healthy amount of drones mining from it.
Yep, Dark still has 5 more lurkers. I think it's going to be very hard for Elazer to end the game when Dark has so many more lurkers than he does. So it seems like this game has kind of stabilized. I'm very happy about that, right? Because we don't want to see a game ever end right after a pause. I think Dark was on the ropes, but these Nidus Networks attacks have definitely bought him time. They may not seem successful, but Dark needed some time. Dark needed to catch up, and that is exactly what he's doing.
And so this has really gotten Elazer off of his back. And now Elazer is going to look for a few more options here. Now, upgrade-wise, I think this is looking a little bit better for Dark as far as what the armies are, what they're fighting with.
Yeah, well, actually, Elazer is getting +3 carapace, and Dark didn't have the money to start that yet. So
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I actually swapped the IDs at the bottom. You're totally right. So this is actually not bad at all. I know these Niduses might seem silly as they're getting shut down. This almost is required of Dark to keep Elazer very, very honest about his movement on the map.
Yep, no, Dark needed to play catch-up. We said it, he was down in bases, he was down in workers, he was down in army. He was down in every single most important aspect of StarCraft 2, so he needed to buy time, and that's definitely what that first Nidus network attack did. The other ones, they may seem underwhelming. It seems like Elazer had enough of it though. He's going to try, but don't forget there is a lot of lurkers on the side.
Oh, great harpooning here, pulling out some of those stray units, but it doesn't appear that Dark is willing to give up this location so easily. And so the game plan here is to yank the opponent's lurkers into your army and try to do damage. Now again, map control to Elazer. I don't believe we have a Nidus being made on the map, or at least I can't see one on the mini-map.
Elazer actually did that very well, right? He was able to pick up a couple of these Vipers. Dark does have a very good counter-attack here, though. I love how he's dropping some changelings as well, just in case his army wants to run away. So even though Elazer was doing some really good work there on the top side of the map, he just lost a lot of units on the south side. Dark refuses to give up, still fighting to hang in there.
Yeah, this northern base here for Dark is a real point of contention. And so Dark's being very careful to not give this up.
Yeah, Dark lost all of his Vipers, right, in that little exchange we saw, but now he bought some time with that hit squad he had on the south side to get once again 5 Vipers out. And the Vipers are incredibly important. Blinding Cloud is great, but obviously Abduct against lurkers, that can really breach certain positions that otherwise would be unbreakable. Dark has to be very careful here, of course, because of the lurkers there. It all comes down to the Viper control. And it's funny because Elazer also doesn't really strike me as the one European Zerg that I see with this army comp all the time. I feel like these are 2 guys that excel in early game and mid game, and now they're forced to play late game.
Yeah, the final battle in a pretty insanely epic late game here. There's that Nidus again, and this is all paired with the army. By the way, he has no intention of really using that Nidus that much at all. He's actually trying to come in here and press towards the center base location, but it seems like so far Elazer's reacting pretty nicely. Whoa!
I mean, there's a lot of Vipers being abducted on either side. I mean, Dark lost a couple of... Dark actually lost 5 out of 6 there.
I think Dark is actually... Hold on. Dark's going to try to get this really good position over here. Good harpooning there on those lurkers. That should allow Elazer to kind of come down here and engulf a lot of this army in a pretty nice angle, forcing Dark back.
Yeah, I actually think that was a really good fight for Elazer. I mean, he's down a little bit in supply, but he picked off a lot of very expensive units. Meanwhile, Dark is rebuilding on Roaches, but Roaches alone are going to have a very hard time winning games against lurkers.
Yeah, once again, Nidus, a continuous nuisance. And the thing is, you don't know if there's an army ready to go through that Nidus or not, right? I mean, you could try to kind of half-ass defend it, and then suddenly everything bursts out and does a lot of damage. Now, as far as growth on the map goes, Elazer's been slightly ahead. We're getting to the point where they're expanding in positions that make them neighbors.
Yeah.
So this is going to make it much more difficult. You know, ZDZ is so much about trying to hit different locations on the map and punish them. And when you're in half map situations, the tactics can get pretty crazy.
Yep, Dark is once again going to try to get some economic damage done over here. He picked up 8, 9, maybe even more than 10 drones here. That's quite solid already. What is Elazer doing? We see a big blip on the minimap on the south side. I don't know if he's going to look for an opening there or not. But I really like this. The longer this goes on, the more fair it becomes, the higher the lurker count becomes. And I want to see, like, is this going to be it, or are we going to ever see some other units? What about maybe some infested? Whoa, that's good.
Whoa!
Oh, those abducts are massive. That's 3 Vipers going down on the side of Dark. Now a couple lurks go down. Elazer just got a phenomenal trade there.
Yeah, beautifully done here. Dark once again loses a critical position on the map. Tactically, Elazer is just having better engagements here. And look, he's even going to try to come in here a little bit further, start to punish more. Now, he's got to be careful because there's plenty more lurkers here from Dark. You do not want to overextend, excuse me, here in Elazer's position, but I'm actually starting to think that with Dark's supply overall thinning out, maybe he can do this. I mean, with the Vipers, you just continue to yank, but just like that, pull the lurkers out of their potholes and pick them off and then advance and get a better position.
Yeah, Elazer is down a little bit in economy though, so he's going to really try to make something happen. But you're spot on. When it came to the Viper fights, Elazer did way better than Dark for quite some time. Elazer still has slightly more lurkers. Now just in the end, he finally lost his Vipers for the very first time, because I don't think he expected Dark to have some there. There's only a single lurk here, so I think that Elazer is going to try to make something happen here. What a game, what a series. You know what, they made fun of you, Nick. You were excited for it. This series delivered,
That's
okay?
Right, I'm looking at Maynard and Artosis right now. They feel very bad for laughing at me for being excited for this match. No, look, the attack's continuing to come forward, and if Dark breaks on either of these fronts, he could be toasted. We have actually Nidus right in the middle of the map. Look at that. Trying just about everything. That's going to get denied. Now, Dark has actually slipped the base over here at the 12 o'clock spot.
I mean, Elazer's army is way bigger, and or way stronger, rather, is what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit bigger,
yeah,
but it's definitely way stronger. He's got the more expensive units, and he's got more Hydras and Roaches as well. Dark is working with a very basic army composition. You would almost say that this is maybe impossible to win for Dark, but obviously he's the reigning GSL champion, so nothing is impossible for him, but he's going to need a magnificent fight, or he's going to have to force out a big error out of Elazer.
Loses here. What does this mean?
I don't know what it
This
means.
esports postmodernism, man. I didn't think Dark was going to die. Oh my God, here we go. He's pulling forward on the Vipers. Great engagement here. Once again, Elazer forced to back up a little bit.
Oh,
but he does not have a lot to work with. That hatchery actually canceled.
One more Viper there in the end, got
Here we go.
abducted, and that means that Dark is going to end up losing a few more of these expensive lurkers.
It seems like Elazer has the initiative. The captain of Team Korea on the ropes right now, but it looks like he's actually broken free. Elazer's backing up, respecting the army as it pushes out. And it looks like Dark's going to try to contest this center base.
You ask me what it means, Tasteless. I think what it means is that those 12,000 people that voted for Elazer were all right, okay? They were onto something. They knew that he could potentially do it. Dark is going to end up losing a few more roaches here.
He's taking such a beating here.
Well, lurker fight?
Yeah, there's a... I'm sorry. Okay, there's one lurker fighting a lurker, another lurker fighting a hatchery there. And so he's going to be okay. Dark is in the bottom right for now. Although, frankly, that is not like a mineral-rich location anymore. It's really almost more just about Dark's upper right base.
You know, it's crazy, actually, because Dark has 26 Hydras as well, but Elazer's got 35, but then on top of that, Dark has 37 Roaches, and that makes you wonder, where did all the supply of Elazer go? Well, he's still got lurkers, okay? He's got a lot of lurkers, 9 more, and he's got 5 more Vipers as well. I mean, if Elazer doesn't mess up, he is supposed to win these fights. His army is better, Tasteless.
The question is, can he actually get the closer? He's coming in now. Again, just trying to pick off anything he can get. The income here for Dark is not exactly that crazy. I mean, Elazer definitely has more money to play with this game, which means Dark really cannot afford to make any mistakes.
I don't think that Dark can fight this anymore, man. That's too many lurkers and it's too many Vipers. So Dark is going to try to use the mobility of his army. And that's maybe one way to still outplay Elazer and come back into this game. But your GSL champion is absolutely in some trouble. Yes, he is maxed out, but he is working with an inferior army.
Okay. The army is coming up now. Dark, it's pretty do or die here.
No
He's in
overseer.
the center of the map. The Hydras are coming forward. We have some of the Hydras branching off into the main. Can Dark create enough chaos here? He's going to try to go for the, well, he was going for the Hive for a second there, but Elazer seems to want to fight back, taking out that Nidus in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, also taking out the rest of Dark's roaches in the main.
Dark is in so much trouble, man. He's out of gas. He really doesn't have anything to work with. He's still down 6 lurkers. He's down 2 Vipers. I don't know how he's supposed to win a fight here against Elazer.
I don't know what else to say, but I think that Elazer is going to come in here and possibly end this. I mean, Dark is too broke.
A really good save there on this one lurker. Every lurker is obviously super important here. One more Viper gets abducted, and that's really what has made the difference here for Elazer. Elazer simply did better when it came to Viper against Viper. He was always able to get the big abducts off, and Dark just struggled with it quite a bit. Blinding clouds being casted now on both sides.
You see that the real source of income now for Dark is gone, and that's why Elazer is trying to come in here swinging, because he knows that Elazer knows he has more money to play with, he has more opportunities to try to end this. And so every unit for Dark is becoming more and more precious.
Yeah, the funny thing is though, ZVZ is so brutal, right? And like 3 lurkers can really turn a battle upside down. Even though it's not supposed to happen, there's still hope here for Dark. Can he snipe one of these lurkers? He's close, but
apparently,
nope.
apparently not. The drones are going to come down here. Now he needs to get this base up. This is the only hope here for Dark, is if he can actually get this location up. Oh, good corner in here, though. Dark coming in and slamming this army into the wall.
That's big. That's one of these lurkers as well. Ducks the other one, a blinding cloud. I mean, that was the best fight that Dark was ever going to get, but he still ended up losing the base, and he ended up losing 3 out of his 5 lurkers, while Elazer still has 10 of them.
Okay, Dark coming in now for a fight. Supplies are fairly even, but we're at a spawn location here for Elazer engulfing this army, Dark having to back up. Again, Dark with no base for the time being that he can realistically mine from. And as you see now, Dark's army supply is beginning to thin out. Elazer's beginning to push back, and I think Elazer can flatten this final location. GG in our first best of 5, and possibly many upsets to come. Elazer has defeated Dark